Hundreds of bombs have fallen on ISIL targets in Iraq and Syria since US-led airstrikes began in 2014. They've hit its weapons stores, fighters and oil facilities, but it's the strikes honing in on ISIL's cash reserves that appear to be having a particular impact. In fewer than 20 airstrikes, the US military says it's destroyed hundreds of millions of dollars in cash.
If it's $1 that's going towards Daesh fighting, I want to go after it. We just don't know the denominator in the equation. So I'll go after every one of their capabilities, and spending the money to fight is exactly where I'm going to focus my efforts. And if it's a $1 bill on the street that they're using to build a weapon, I'm going to go after that $1.
2 years ago, the US Treasury described ISIL as the best-funded terrorist organisation it had encountered. It's difficult to assess ISIL's exact wealth, but it's believed it had a budget of $2 billion last year. That's mostly gained from robbing banks, seizing oil fields and setting its own taxes. But the strikes are having an impact. Gersten says in one example, the US-led coalition targeted a single house in the Iraqi city of Mosul. $150 million in cash was destroyed.
The easier way of finding the cash is by concentrating on the zakat or the religious tax collection and collection and payment centers, because ISIS have dozens of these across their territories. All you have to do is focus on these centers and then focus your surveillance on the vehicles that are leaving that center.
It appears to be affecting ISIL's ability to operate. The US military says the number of new recruits arriving in Iraq and Syria has plummeted from a peak a year ago of at least 1,500 a month to about 200, and defections are up by as much as 90%. In January, it reportedly announced it was cutting its fighters' salaries in half.
The U.S. airstrikes, the coalition airstrikes, have had a significant effect on both the bulk cash, the black market sale of oil, antiquities, and taxations. But keep in mind also, ISIS needs money only for as long as they govern territory and have to provide services to the people in that territory. That is shrinking due to the counteroffensives. So as they become less and less dependent on cash, or as they shrink their territory, their need for cash is less. They're still a threat.
ISIL still has access to a lot of money and control of significant money-making assets, but the loss of hundreds of millions of dollars will have had a significant impact. Mereana, Al Jazeera.